In the late Middle Ages, the mad often lived as wanderers. The towns drove them outside their limits, so they were allowed to wander in the open countryside. The custom was especially frequent in Germany. In Nuremberg, in the first half of the 15th century, the presence of 63 madmen had been registered. 31 were driven away, and in the following 50 years, records show 21 more forced departures. Frequently, they were simply handed over to boatmen. In Frankfurt in 3099, seamen were instructed to rid the city of a madman who walked about the streets naked. For some sailors, this became an odd side job. However, sometimes the sailors disembarked these bothersome passengers sooner than they had promised. One blacksmith from Frankfurt was expelled by boat twice, returned twice, and only on the third attempt was he carried away for good. Often the cities of Europe must have seen these ships of fools approaching their harbors. It is not easy to discover the exact meaning of this custom. One might suppose it was a general means of extradition, by which municipalities sent wandering madmen out of their own jurisdiction. A hypothesis which will not in itself account for the facts, since certain madmen, even before special houses were built for them, were admitted to hospitals and cared for as such. Moreover, throughout the Middle Ages and Renaissance, most European towns had a place of detention reserved for the insane. Madmen were thus not invariably expelled. The banishment of madmen cannot be explained only in terms of social utility or public safety. Their wandering, their embarkation, and their departure carried meanings far closer to ritual than to mere pragmatism. For example, although canon law did not deny the insane access to the sacraments, churches often barred them from entering. In 1421, Nuremberg witnessed the expulsion of a mad priest, carried out with unusual solemnity, as though his madness, joined with his sacred office, made him doubly impure. The city even recorded in its budget the money given to him as a viaticum, a kind of ritual farewell. At times, the expulsion took on the air of a public spectacle. Certain madmen were whipped in the streets and in a grotesque game chased in a mock race beyond the city walls, bitten along the way with quarterstaffs. These acts suggest that the exclusion of the mad was not just a matter of convenience, but part of a broader pattern of ritualized exile, a symbolic cleansing of the community.